Joseph here. In this package you'll get 7 DVDs. 7 DVDs. And let me start with the first one. The first one is basic fire starting. Even though I teach advanced and ultra advanced fire starting, I tell all my subscribers, hey, start out with the basic fire starting, because that could save your life. Okay. Plus you learn the fundamentals. You know, you learn how to get fire going. You need always need heat, fuel, and oxygen. Okay. Anyway, my definition of basic fire starting are fire starting application techniques and tricks at the Boy Scout level. Nothing against the Boy Scouts, but these are basic fire starting application techniques and tricks. I start out with fire requirements, just like I told you. You need heat, fuel, and oxygen, and I go into employing several fire starting tricks here. Let me name several of them, just so you know. I'm going to go over the basic stuff. I'm not teaching any advanced or ultra advanced in this video. I talk about using what I call electric tinder, which is steel wool. It's let me see if I got any here. Yeah, this is the steel wool I use. It's quadruple. If you can see that, it's quadruple zero steel wool. Any other steel wool in these applications won't work because it's too thick. I can edit that out. Here's the steel wool I use. It's quadruple zero steel wool. Any other steel wool for these applications will not work because it's too thick. It's like how house fires start when people got all kinds of appliance plugged into one wire going into the outlet, because it's carrying so much load, so much electricity, it can't handle the load, so it starts melting and burning, and there goes the ignitable carpet and the curtains, and the whole house goes up. So all it takes is a quadruple zero steel wool and you got a fire going. I'll go more into that here in a little bit. Anyway, we go into electric tinder, which is steel wool, gunpowder, flashlight and reflector, magnifying glass, cotton and sparks, lint and sparks, and headlight reflector and char cloth, sugar and ashes. And I go over the military elbow flashlight with its electric tinder in its little stowaway pockets there. Tissue paper and sparks, magnesium striker, sterno, making char cloth. I go step by step in that. You know what? If you got 50 or 100 little sections about the size of your palm of char cloth, if you make it right, you got 50 sections, or make it 100 sections. Better yet, make it 200 sections of that char cloth. It weighs next to nothing, and most folks will tell you all it takes. You got to throw a lot of sparks at it to fire anything up, whether it's lint, any kind of tinder, lint, cotton, char cloth. Well, through my R&D, all you need is one single spark. Okay, you don't need hundreds of sparks hitting something. You just need one spark. And char cloth, all you need is one spark to hit that char cloth. You just blow on it and you got a fire. Like I said, I highly advise you, if you get a chance, make your own char cloth. You can have 50, 100, 200 sections of it, the size of your palm. It weighs next to nothing. Okay? Anyway, I go into, let's say, I said magnesium sterno, flashlight reflector and char cloth, coat hanger, and gunpowder. As far as gunpowder, I found out that the smallest caliber gunpowder is the best. In other words, if you could put a few 22 caliber bullets in your little survival kits, for example, your film canner survival kits, hey, leave them in there as bullets, because hey, they're waterproof. Just don't take them apart and put the gunpowder in something. You know, odds are it's going to come apart, and water might hit it, then it's worthless. Just keep them in the bullet form. Anyway, like I said, smallest caliber of gunpowder is the best. Expended lighters. You always see these expended flint lighters on the ground. Pick them up, they're good. Instead of going out and buying something expensive that's going to cost you 30, 40 bucks to throw out sparks, hey, you'll see me in my demos. Those expended lighters can do the same job, and they're free. All you got to do is take off that housing and throw some sparks on it, and you got a fire. Okay. Let me go into the next DVD here. powerful blowgun and dart construction. This is like my R&D video. I show you how to make a really powerful blowgun and darts. And what I use 10-penny nails. I actually use nails, and I don't even sharpen them up. Okay, you'll see in one part of the video, I make several different types of darts, but you'll see in one part of the video of this particular dart that I make, which is very simple to make. That dart hit so hard in my wooden fence, I had to pull and twist it back and forth and pull it just to get that nail out of the wood. Okay, and I was a good, I'd say 25 meters away from the target. Okay, and those darts go smoking down range. Those are killer darts, I'm telling you. And just think of what of how that dart would have stuck if I sharpened them. Okay, so you'll see that video. Next one is water procurement and treatment. Water is so important in a survival situation. You got to have water. You can go 3 days without water. Okay, before serious incapacitations take place, mental and physical incapacitations take place. Now you'll see several ways to procure water and filter it, and after you filter it, you got to purify it. Via either you boil it or use chemicals like a few drops of Clorox. But anyway, in this video you'll see several of them. But in my newsletters and my newsletters, in this video you'll see several ways to procure water and filter it and purify it. And in my newsletters you'll see other ways to procure water and filter it, like the real survivors did, whether it's man or beast. Okay. Next video I want to talk about is true survival kits. True survival kits. When I say true survival kits, I mean they satisfy or indirectly satisfy the 8 elements of survival, which are fire, water, shelter, first aid, signal, food, weapons, and navigation. Always, forever and ever. Fire, water, shelter, first aid, signal, food, weapons, and navigation. Since I've been putting my survival programs together back in 1991 to the present, I still see guys out there trying to sell survival kits. Look them up on the internet. I don't know if what they're doing, but they're not true survival kits because they don't satisfy or indirectly satisfy the 8 elements of survival, which are fire, water, shelter, first aid, signal, food, weapons, and navigation. Now that you know them, hey, you can make your own survival kits. Why pay for them? Okay. Now those survival kits, and I always recommend this to my subscribers. Hey, I make them for my subscribers. I make survival kits. Okay. Have one in your pocket. They're real small, as small as they can be as small as a film canister. Always have one in your pocket in case you lose your other gear. Then have a bigger one in your backpack, and then a bigger one in your car, your boat, your truck, your airplane. Then have even a bigger one, a more static one, at your house or in your cabin or wherever you're living at. Okay. And then I talk about in the other videos, I talk about the big brother or the big sister of survival kits, which is, excuse my language, is the Go to Ship Plan emergency package. Okay, and I base that off my real military experience on the missions we went on, in case we got in trouble. Let me see, map reading and basic navigation video. In this video, you'll learn map reading, and like I said, it's basic. If you saw the other video, depending what package you get, what the survival program you're getting, you'll see me talk about advanced navigation and the videos in the workbook that go with that particular package. That starts you out from basic and then gets into advanced navigation, all the way up to reading geocoordinates, latitude, longitude, degrees, minutes, seconds, anywhere on the earth. Okay, anyway, getting back to this video, map reading, it's always wise to have a map with you in your area. You just can't be wandering out in the middle of nowhere, even though you've been out there before, because odds are you're going to get lost. Okay, maps will always give you the safest routes once you plot them, safest routes to travel, so you won't be dropping off into some deep gully or some ditch at night or something. Never travel at night, or walking off a cliff. Okay, those maps will give you locations of water, locations of food, locations of safe places to go to, locations of overnight camping, exact sites that you want to stop at and rest overnight. The quickest routes to safety, you have your go to shit azimuth, just take off on that one, that one azimuth, and you always hit a road that you can go up and down to get help or to go to safety. Folks, when you're using a map, you're controlling your adventure, whatever you're doing. So you got to have maps. I found out years ago that some people that don't use maps, you can actually get them. You got to go search for these things. Sometimes the forestry department has them. You can actually get maps, satellite maps. It's a down view of your area, and they're excellent. They show the overall view, and you can actually navigate off these satellite type maps. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the next video, Time in the Wilderness. In this video, I cover making clocks on the ground using rocks and stuff, and these clocks also aid you in navigation. But anyway, the reason I put them there is if you have a troublemaker out that's in your group, say you're in a group and you have a troublemaker or you have somebody spazzing out, you got to separate those guys. Okay, you got to separate them from the main body because it's like a disease. If you don't separate them, it's going to spread out through your whole group, and pretty soon you have all kinds of, everybody just doesn't want to do what you tell them, and everybody's going to start spazzing out, and it's a total chaos. Okay, if you get somebody like that, if I was in charge, I'd take them out around the tree and they're smack them around a couple times, or I have a couple of two biggest guys in the group bodyguard him, or just tie him up and gag him if you have to. Like I said, if you have somebody spazzing out or somebody just running his mouth, okay, doesn't want to be a team player, it's a disease. It's going to catch on real quick, okay? Because everybody's in stress. Everybody ain't filling their belly with food. Everybody ain't getting the water they want. Everybody is very uncomfortable because it's either too hot or too cold, or you got the gazillion insects just hammering on you, okay? It's a survival situation. One guy's got to be in charge. I'm telling you, one guy's got to be in charge, and that's you. If you have the survival program, odds are you know more than anybody in the entire group, okay? One person has to be in charge, and what you say goes, okay? That's the way I feel about it. Anyway, that's Time in the Wilderness. Give them something to do. Separate them. Put them aside and make them make a gill net. Okay, something. Just get him away from the main body. Okay. Field-Expedient direction. In this video, I'll cover techniques to find direction. And like I said again, in all my other newsletters and package one, you'll see more Field-Expedient directions. Now, in my entire survival program, the 2012 Ultra Advanced Anytime Anywhere Survival Program Total Package and the Pause Program, I cover more than 30 ways to find direction without a compass. Okay, you gotta, you're gonna buy a compass. If you're gonna go outdoors next week and you buy a brand new compass, how do you know it's right on? You don't, unless you go to a survey point, a navigational type survey point, and it says, hey, put your compass right here. It should be reading 0 degrees or 32 degrees or whatever, magnetic azimuth or whatever. Unless you have one of those points, you don't know if you're a brand new compass or even if your used compass is on the money. I've seen compasses in the military as much as 46 degrees off. What you do with those compasses, you throw them in the garbage. They're worthless. Okay? Let me see here. What's the next one? Okay, those are all the videos that cover. They go over several hours, and I think you'll learn a lot just watching these videos. And like I tell my subscribers, don't watch a video just once. Watch them several times. Watch them several times. Okay, that's it for this video. Go ahead and go on to the next one.